So now we're going to look at function notation, the second part here, 6.1. So we're naming our functions. We're going to use f for day 1, g for day 2, and h for day 3. That's going to help it so we don't always have to keep adding in more words or saying the function for day 1, the function for day 2. So anytime I use f, that means I'm looking at day 1. So I have my f, and then I want to know the post 60 seconds after the owner left. I'm going to put parentheses here, and my independent variable goes into there. And if you remember, we have our time on the bottom instead of scrolling up to my graphs, and we have distance on the side. So my independent variable is time. 60 is going to go in here. And then I'm just going to look at the graph to see at 60 seconds, it ends up being 4 feet. So I'm just going to put that into equals 4. If I was talking about day 2, g of 60, and again, I'd go back up to my day 2 graph, and at 60 seconds, it's also 4 feet. And since I'm up here, I'm going to look at my last one at 60 seconds. It's 4 feet. So this equals 4. When looking at day 3, I'm going to use h of 60 equals 4, not 40, 4 feet. And then I'm going to continue with my next ones. And again, anytime in day 1, I'm using f. So the distance from the post when the owner left, so that happened at 0 seconds. And if you remember from up above, it was at 1.5 feet. So I'm going to fill in the rest of them. And distance from the post, 150 seconds. So f 150 is equal to, and I need to go up to my graph to look at that 150. That happens, it looks like it's kind of about that 3.5, 3.6 range, somewhere in there. You need to fill in these other 4 boxes here. Looking at this, I'm just describing in general what's happening. So since whatever's in here is my independent variable of time, this is asking me that we're talking about 15 seconds. I know we're talking about day 1 because it's using an f. So we're saying day 1 at 15 seconds. And it's asking what is the distance. So it's an implied question, especially if it had an equal mark after it. And then I'm filling this in. The last one, this just becomes more of that formula. So looking at which day would relate to h, it happens to be day 3. And so it's just saying that's our function of our time versus versus our distance. This one here has different equations. So equation G120 equals 4 can be interpreted to mean on day 2, we know it's day 2 because of the G here, 120 seconds after the dog owner left, the dog was 4 feet from the post. What does each equation mean in this situation? You're filling this out, uploading it to Google Classroom.